Hello, welcome back to a new video here on our YouTube channel, and today I want to show you a small and nice little case study that you can use in your own trading to understand markets a little bit better, a few price action principles and tricks and tips and tricks that you can use in your own trading to make sense of charts and to declutter your charts, because I always see that traders are using too many tools or concepts on their charts and they then miss the point. So I want to show you how you can keep it simple, focus on the most important things and leave out all the rest. So we are here on the US dollar Norwegian krone on the daily chart, but what I will show you works on every time frame, all the markets. So it's a universal principles that you can use everywhere. So first of all, we are here on the right hand side in a nice uptrend, but we can already see that something here is changing in this uptrend structure, and that's the first very good lesson. So you can see here we started the uptrend very strongly, very steep move to the upside, and then something here is changing. You can see here that when we just compare the two trend lines, then you can see the angles are dropping off here. This one is much more shallow than this one. And what this tells us already is that the uptrend is losing momentum. Here the bulls and the buyers were able to move price higher without any real opposition from the sellers, whereas here the selling pressure was quite strong already. The pullbacks and the consolidations in this uptrend were much stronger. You can already see that also to the upside here, that the highs are not really able to move much higher, so the buyers are not really able to push price much higher on every new buying attempt, on every new trend line. So just look at how the highs here are forming. You can see that here within the last two trend pushes, the price is barely able to move higher. This is a second clue that the trend here is fading or losing momentum. Then you can also see where is this happening. Here is a demand or supply zone in this case. It is the starting point of this downtrend. A very strong downtrend started from this little supply area. So it makes total sense that we are seeing that more sellers are coming into the market once we reach this level. Of course, this is not enough here yet to short the market, but what we want to see is here a break of the trend line, of this trend line, but also a break of this support level, which is a very important clue for us that the market is now making a lower high. This happens here with this candle or with this candle. You can see here that once we break this area, we are making our first lower low, and we are also moving away from the high. So the trend structure here has clearly been broken, and the uptrend here is now over, and we are moving into a more seller-oriented market. So we can see that here we had a nice little short move then to the downside, not really that strong, and now here we can see something here is changing again in the market structure. We can see here now a very famous and very important pattern. This is here the head and shoulders that we can see, the left shoulder and the head, the right shoulder here at the right side, of course. This pattern tells us that the markets are shifting. You can see, whereas we were making higher highs in this trend leg, here we are now making a lower high. Again, it shows us that the buyer and the seller balance is changing. If we extend this previous support level, we can see that the support is now being retested as resistance, which is very important as well, because it shows us that the buyers are not able to push price into new highs again. Of course, the problem of the difficulty of the head and shoulders is that many people will get in too early. They can see here, okay, this resistance held, maybe it's time to short this market, but without a neckline break, a head and shoulders is not complete. So here we are seeing our neckline. We are connecting the lows here of the start of the left shoulder. Here almost this low, the left shoulder low also can be considered here in this neckline, and then here we can also see that the right shoulder is finding support here. Then we wait as traders for a break of the neckline. So you don't do anything unless price breaks here below this level here. Until we close below that, there's nothing for us to do. So we can just scroll a bit forward, and you can see that at this point we are now breaking this neckline. So here or here, both are valid entry signals if you're looking for a short, and you can see what is happening here. A new trend line is born, and you can see, if we put in this into a little context, you can see how we can anticipate such a market and how we can nicely read such a pattern. So we go from strong uptrend to shallower uptrend to here the break of the support and the trend line. Then we have our first move to the downside, which was stopped by this transition pattern, the head and shoulders. Then we have the break of the head and shoulders with the neckline break, and then we can get into such a great short position. Then what we can see here is a nice small consolidation here. Many traders will make the mistake of believing that now it's time to call a reversal to the upside, but this is not the case. You can see we have a nice support or resistance in this level to the upside. We have support to the downside, and this is just a consolidation. A small tip here: if you're looking for reversals, never ever never ever go against the first trend wave. So this is a single wave trend leg, and trends with one trend wave are less likely to reverse, and you need to give it more time. So you can see this is more of a consolidation and a continuation. We can see prices breaking out here and making a new low. So this is just a continuation in a regular downtrend movement. Then you can see what is happening now is very different. Here we now have a double bottom, and at the same time we can see that the bullish candles are now much stronger. You can see that here that we have a strong double bottom. Then we see very strong bullish bars. Just look at the two bullish bars here. It is very different than anything that what we have seen here in the previous downtrend. So this is a clear sign that something is changing here. The bears are not in control anymore. The sellers are not strong enough to push price that low. Also, just compare this trend wave here with this trend wave here on the consolidation break. Clearly something is very different here. The bears are not really that strong anymore, and you can see if we extend this level, we are already breaking here higher. We are making our first higher high, which is a strong signal, and then you can see we have a little consolidation. What is really interesting now is that we have here a first higher low. So this is the lowest low. Here was the previous low, and this here is now a higher low. This is, again, we can draw here a head and shoulders. It's a great way of visualizing such a pattern, and again it shows us that here the market is in a transition phase where we go from lower lows to higher lows. Then we just extend here this level, and you can see the price is now breaking this level to the upside. This is where we are currently. Price is making higher lows and higher highs. Here is a lot of room now to the upside, and this looks like a very obvious and very easy to trade breakout. However, we have seen here when we look back that it also did look very obvious here on the trend line break, and what happened was a long transition period here that probably scared a lot of people who were prematurely short, then entered or left the market here when they saw that price is going against them, and then missed this second part here to the downside. So although it looks like the most likely path is to the upside, you can probably expect a little bit more volatility, a little bit more problems here for price, maybe a retest here of the previous support now before we move higher. So you can see we can put this all very nice into context. All we need is trend lines. We look at support and resistance, how highs and lows are pushing lower. We look at the head and shoulders, at trend strengths, at trend waves, and then we can all put this very nice together, form a very sophisticated trading idea without a lot of noise, without a lot of clutter on our charts. And that is a good way of analyzing price, I think. This is also how I approach my trading. Of course, there's a little bit more when it comes to actual trade timing, how we get into trades, how we manage if this trade would go against us, how do we get out of losing trades so they don't burn our account. And this is everything that you will learn in our Pro Trading Academy and in the Pro Trading course. So if you are interested, check the link in the description below this video, where you can get all the informations about our trading course and learn my trading strategy. And of course, if you have any questions, leave a comment below, and I'm very happy to help you out.